everyone. So this is amazing. So this is the first episode of PartyJollof Africa. So sorry, guys, that we came a little bit late. We have some technical difficulties, so that's the reason. And this is the first time ever we'll be hosting the very first episode of Spicy Time with PartyJollof Africa. So PartyJollof Africa is a platform with the aim, with the mission to promote African content, African story. Yeah, there's a lot that has been happening in the Africa film and storytelling industry. So, Party Jollof Africa is coming to bring a platform where people from around the world can discover all the great work that our storytellers, our filmmakers are doing. So, and also it's going to be data driven. And also, Partnership of Africa is going to provide a platform where people can discover movies, they can know where to watch new movies, we can have like a rating from critics, rating from audience. You can write reviews, you can recommend movies that you love, you can create your own movie playlist that you can share with family and friends. So those are the amazing things that is coming from Partnership of Africa. So in today's episode, we are going to be talking about AI. AI is eating the world, and we need to talk about it as because there are a lot of creative people, and we just want to understand the AI ecosystem, how is affecting or the pro and the cons of it. Because I believe, is here to stay. Since the launch of ChatGPT, there have been a lot of massive investments and funds going into AI, just like we first saw in BTC some years back. So for creatives, for some of us are creative designers, editors, filmmakers, storytellers. So what is AI? How can we harness this power of AI? Should we be worried about AI? And how can we take advantage of it? What are the pros? What are the cons? So that is the conversation we are going to be having today. So today with me, we are going to be having amazing friends, a very creative person I've known for a very long time is going to be joining us for this conversation. So before we get started, let's just go on a short break and I'll show you a little bit what Party Jollof Africa is all about, and then we bring Toyosi on board. Hello, Toyosi. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, it's really great to have you here. It's really amazing. You are the first person I discussed Party Jollof Africa with.
I remember.
So even before the idea, because I was just having a lot of code feet, I've had the idea for a very long time. Every time I would just go to your inbox, like, Tears, what do you think about this for movie in Africa? Is this something that we can do or things like that? And you keep on telling me that, okay, yeah, there's these ideas before doesn't work. There's some like a lot of insight that you give. Like I think you give some kind of validations into where Party of Africa is right now. And fortunately, this is the very first edition of Spicy Time, and you are the first guest. Yeah, there is no confetti. I'm just maybe there should be a kind of a confetti button. You just press and just like splash it.
It's an honor and privilege. It's an honor and privilege. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here. So let's have like a little introduction about yourself. Really,
Yes.
yeah, I know you've been an amazing friend. We've been together for a very long time now. From Nigeria, Ilori, presently, and then flying so many waters into in the UK now and everything. So just tell us a little bit about your background and stuff.
Okay. My name is Toyosi Ige. I was born, bred, and as I would like to say, buttered in Ilorin, Kwara, Nigeria. But I am originally from Kogi State. I'm Okun, I tribe. And your name is Muwayo, Mokmo. I'm the son of teachers. studied engineering at first for my first degree. I have a master's in civil engineering, but all my adult working life has been in film. I've worked in I was involved in drama in secondary school. Was involved in dance for 10 years between 2005 and 2016. I was a member of the dance school known as Doxa TMP, those dancers. And in case you don't know, all those are posters back then were designed by the one and only Peter. And so we've come a long way. And then in 2012, I went to film school, attended PEFT in Lagos, where I made friends with no names today like Kyle Kasum and the likes. Made my first film as well in 2012, and after that, I worked as a producer for TV with AIT for 4 years as well before I left, and I've been the creative director of Real Studios since 2012. I recently had a couple of my films touring at film festivals in the US, in Italy, UK, and in Nigeria. In 2022, my film was as Nexus won the best Nigerian short film at
Wow.
Eco International Film Festival. Yeah. Um, so I've made over 20 films, either as
Wow.
director or as writer. Yeah, either as director or as writer. I've written feature films for other producers, and I'm currently in the development stage of my first feature film.
That's really awesome. As in, it's mind blowing everything you've achieved. I think you're an inspiration to like a lot of people, especially in terms of like transition that you made. That's really huge because I remember very well in 2012 when you're like, I'm going to Pepsi. I'm just like, guy, what about civil engineering? Civil engineering is a course that anyone would die to have, when
Yeah,
you're doing jump then in Nigeria, that what you applied for, sometimes they just give
yeah,
you something else. But when you apply for civil engineering and you have civil engineering, and then
yeah.
5 years, this is not 3 years, 4 years course, this is 5 years, right?
Yes, 5 years.
And then you have a master in civil engineering,
Yeah.
and then you're like, no, I want to go into movie. How did mom and everyone take that?
Okay, maybe I would say my mom all along thought it was just a hobby, so she never believed I would take it this seriously. But my dad was the biggest obstacle because of course he was paying my school fees now. So and then
Your
I was
dad
in
is
engineering.
academic,
So
so you know why that's
yeah,
fine.
and of course he knew I was into dance, but in his mind it's a hobby. So in my final year in university, during my first degree, I went to him and I explained what I wanted to do because thankfully I had friends around me and I was big on purpose and vision, and also I understood exactly what I wanted. I didn't just know how to go about it. So I went to him, explained myself, and he made a statement and he said, "I've been watching you. You don't look like an engineer. So what is your plan?" So that was my opportunity to actually pitch my vision and all to him, and he bought into it and helped me. And I think the following week I went with my friends, Daijayemi, to Lagos, and that was when I went to buy the form for film school. And then
Wow.
since then I've been on the journey. Yeah.
That's really incredible. That transition is not something that you see like on every day. Like it's my story also, like transitioning from I want to be a doctor. But for me, like I did it early. You know,
Mm,
I've put like all this work into becoming a doctor all my secondary school. Like I've put everything into it. My year
yeah.
one, even I had to repeat my SS1 class to be able to make some certain grade and build on that until my SS3, you know. But then, luckily for me at SS3, I discovered that, okay, maybe this is not for me. And I was able
Hmm.
to. But I just like imagine finishing medical school. I'm like, guys, I want to be in tech. And that was what you did. And that
Mm,
was really, really impressive. Your journey is amazing, and also because like I've watched you over the years, the way. your first story, I know I was there. I was a quack continuity of that story, right?
Oh my God, that's true. Wow. Oh God, I can't remember that. Oh God, that was 2012. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
also
Wow.
I
Wow.
did all the coloring effects and everything.
True. I remember. Oh my God. We've come a long way. We've come a long way. True. 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 True.
Yeah, so I think is that there's some kind of alignment, because
Yes.
I've loved movies for a very long time as a child myself, but I've been on movie sets since I was a child. So because uh, in the village where I was born, so we do have like a lot of movie locations not far from us, like a two town from us, movie locations. So I do go on set with my friends. I meet a lot of the big names in Yoruba movies and stuff like that. I just love what they do, on a daily basis and stuff like that. Love movies and everything, but I didn't just find the right opportunity. You see that's why most of the time when you want to like you are shooting something, I'm always on. Maybe I was just if I'm around, I was there. Like I
Yeah.
remember like editing videos. I have all this interest in it, but imagine I have to go into like tech, do all this thing, and then party jollof come around, and like everything. Sometimes things just come in circle, and then you find
Yes.
yourself on the path where you need to be. And
True.
also, I just sponsored for the first time. I'll be an executive producer of a movie myself. So yeah, which is something
Wow.
that I think it's really great. So I think your work it's have really been amazing. So can you tell us about also not just like directing and stuff like that? You are an incredible story writer. So where will you put yourself in story or a director? Which one?
Oh, I keep getting asked this question because I see myself as a cross between the two. Although I think I discovered directing early,
Mm.
thanks to the fact that I was heavily involved in drama in secondary school. Even though I was in science class, I was in the drama club, and I ended up becoming the president. So I was in drama club all 6 years in my secondary school. I
Oh.
only went to jet club twice. But if they wanted to go for a quiz competition, they'll come to call me from drama club. I'll go help them, come back, and then go back to my drama club. So that was where I began to direct, even though I didn't even know what I was doing, but I started it there. And then thanks to the dance crew as well, being a choreographer, I always thought differently from what the normal dancer would think. I was more about the visual story we were telling. And I believe you back then you attended our rehearsals, you saw how I worked. I was kind of different from the usual dance choreographer. So it was while I was in my third year that I now discovered that, oh, this is exactly what I want to do, film directing. But I didn't really pay much attention to screenwriting. I didn't until I got to film school. And, as a director, you have to know a bit of everything because you're going to coordinate the different aspects of the project. You have to know a bit of directing, a bit of cinematography and all. So that was when I discovered that, yeah, because in secondary school, I used to write love letters to girls I liked. Yeah, to girls I liked, and my friends used to pay me to write, yeah, letters for the girls they liked. So I did
I
that,
hope
and so
mom is not listening to this.
yeah, well, it's too late. One day they found a stack of my love letters in my closet, so it's too late. They already know what the son was up to in secondary school and in unis. They already know what they was up to. So, so that was when I knew. Okay, I think I can write, but I first see myself as a director first, and then in 2020 was when I wrote my first paid script. In film school as well, I wrote for a couple of people, and one of the films I wrote was the first acting experience for Maya Wabakari, that's now a known AD in Nollywood. She featured in the film. I think it was titled "Signed, Sealed, and Delivered." So that I actually wrote that script, and so getting the feedback from people, then I saw that I think I can write, but I was focused more on directing. But in 2020, thanks to Mr. Ayobami Adeboyega, he saw something in me, and then he gave me the ability to write a series for him, which I wrote. And since then, I've been getting more writing. People like see a fresh perspective in my writing. They love the way I write, but I never knew I could write commercially. So now I even write more than I
That
direct.
you
But
direct.
yeah,
Wow.
but so I would say both I am both. Both are equal in my eyes. I don't see myself as more of one than the other. Maybe people
That's
that work with me and see me will be able to tell better.
Yeah. So I think that's really great. So if you're going to be a director in the future or a writer, so just remember all of those love letters you used to write. So when you're in secondary school, they come in handy. So I think that remind me because I had a very, very bad handwriting growing up. Even though I was a very brilliant student, yeah, I can say that because that is the receipt. But I'm very, very terrible at writing. So I have outsourced my love letter writing for some a friend that actually took my girlfriend.
You see now, because I imagine.
So never to do that again. Yeah, I learned my lesson. So I think that was a great one. We just take a little intro now, and then we'll come back, go into the topic for today, which is on AI. So because we are all scared of AI, if AI is going to take our job or not. But yeah, I think it's going to be an amazing conversation. So if you're here, still stay tuned, and also ever share this live with a lot of people. Share PartyJollof Africa. This is a platform we are building for African content, and this is what we want. We want Africa content to be on the global stage. We want people to discover what we are doing all over the world. And I believe this is time for African stories. Everybody's
Yeah,
waiting for it. The urge, the need for diversity, for fresh content, it's here. So we need to take advantage of it. Idris Elba was in Nigeria the other day to direct
yeah,
a movie. That tells you that something is happening in the African story and it's our
yeah.
time. So yeah, so after this short So tell us what's your view on generative AI?
Okay. My view is in two parts. There's a positive view, there's a negative view. I'll start with the positive. As a filmmaker who is still independent, I don't have funding yet for any film. I make most of my films by bootlegging, and then by getting funds from friends and family and associates and all. There are some films, there are some things that there are some skills you will not want to go into. There's some things you want to go into because you don't have the resources available.
Yeah,
AI would make that a lot easier because, for instance, if I want to, there's a particular year we went into water market in Ilorin
yeah,
just for a photo shoot. Imagine if we had to pay to enter water market and that would have been serious money for logistics. But if by just typing a prompt into an AI model, I can get a short video of, or maybe a landscape view or an area view of water market, I want to
yeah,
do that. Yes. I think it makes it a lot easier for filmmakers to achieve some things they conceive in their minds. Um, but on the other side, the biggest fear for me is the tendency for man to allow to give the machine or the AI too much control, such that they end up becoming controlled by the AI.
mm,
Because we have a tendency. Take for instance the phone, the mobile phone. Many of us humans will never want to admit it, but we are more or less being controlled by whatever happens on the mobile phones.
yes,
So we allow what we create control us. That's the problem I have with AI. That in the future, as filmmakers, we will not be able to tell what is true from what is not. Secondly, there's the human angle to filmmaking that makes it very authentic and organic.
yeah,
The reason why people love some films is not because of the camera quality or something, it's because of the story. They can tell the human angle, they can relate with the story, with the characters of the story because there's that human angle to it. But AI, as far as we know, does not have that yet
yes,
because it fits on whatever it is trained to do by the other humans, but it does not have that ability to become human itself. So that part of humanity might not be present if we allow AI too much into our projects.
mm,
Yes, even though it saves us costs, but it comes at a cost as well. So it's not as if it's giving us without taking back. So it might take something back from us that we will not be able to regain. And then
Mm.
thirdly, we have an audience globally that can't really tell which from which. As long as it looks authentic, they are fine with it. And the fear is that it might create inaccurate visuals. It might create inaccurate. Like now, for instance, if you type in, I saw something this morning. If you type in Africa or something on Google, the images that you will see first and foremost will be images of poverty.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
that's
so
bias of the content.
yeah, so that could be a problem in which we have inaccurate information about certain places when we watch this film, because if they allow too much power, too much control to be in the hands of AI, So, but then I still feel that if you know how to use it, it will be of immense benefit to you. If you know how to use it, if you know that you are in charge and you don't cede power to AI, AI should be a tool for you, not you being a tool for AI.
Yeah. So I think this is really, really great. So, and let's start the conversation from there in the area of bias. So, because number one, there's a lot of bias on the internet now. There's a lot of prejudice. Uh, so, the bias is that people put information, like for instance, a lot of NGOs have been guilty about this. They come to Africa and they just shot those pictures of places they want people to see, so that when they go to the West, people in the West can be like, oh, sorry, and then they can give them money, and they take 10% of the money to Africa and they pocket the 90%. So, and those images are flooded on the internet. And the thing is, AI took those image, not understanding context, and AI can use that as a bias to skew against Africa. Even not only AI, even human beings can use
Yeah.
that. Like for instance, now there are some people that are not well traveled, even though they've been in the
Yes.
West and they don't know so much about Africa. They just know what about Africa based on what they've seen on those images, just like you said, when people type it on Google and they see this.
Yeah.
But if Google can give us biased images, how much more AI? Because
Yes.
what we feed into AI, that is going to be feedback into us. So, so the a problem of bias, how do you think that can be solved? Like in terms of like we need to get more African content there to skew the
Yes.
bias, right?
Yeah. So
So
I think it could start from us telling our own stories. Now, let me narrow it down to Nigerian film making. If I grew up in Ilorin, I didn't grow up in Lagos. I grew up in Ilorin. I lived most of my life in Ilorin. Yes, I lived briefly in Lagos, lived briefly in Owerri, but I lived most of my life in Lagos. In Ilorin.
yeah.
So even as a Nigerian, I don't feel we have enough representation of other places in Nigeria
Mm,
in our stories. All we see is Lagos, 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 and Lagos. These days we are delving more into Ibadan, a little into Ibadan, a little into Kaduna. But Nigeria has 36 states, then Abuja has FCT, and each state is massive. Nigeria is a
mm.
very massive country. A film like The Milkmaid was shot in Taraba State, and we saw landscapes that we never imagined were in Nigeria. You
Yeah.
know? So I think it starts from us telling our stories and making our stories authentic. Let's flood everywhere with our stories, the way we are flooded everywhere with Afrobeats. Now I can't say some things in peace in pidgin in the UK. There was a day I said nyash, and a
Because
Jamaican was not telling me, why am I saying nyash here? That
yeah,
you need of nyash. So if I
all
just
of
say
our
anything again,
coded, all of our coded language is now in the.
you understand? So I can't even speak my pidgin English in peace in this country because everybody understands what I'm saying. You understand? But I feel that with regards to filmmaking, us filmmakers have of course, we want to be commercial, yes, but at the same time, let's be commercial with our stories. That's why I love films like A Tribe Called Judah, Making Waves. Yes, that story is an authentic Nigerian story.
Yeah,
That is our story. So nobody can, because the truth is that you cannot expect the West to come and tell your story for you. They will
yeah,
tell their story from their biased perspective. We are also biased about them. For instance,
yeah,
many Nigerians think London is UK.
yeah,
Whereas London is just the capital of England. London is not the whole of UK. The same way
yeah,
somebody saw me in the UK and said, "Oh, you're from Nigeria. I was in Mombasa last year.
No.
Mombasa is in Kenya. What do you think Mombasa is in Nigeria? So everybody has a biased perspective about other people. But then by telling your own stories, Hollywood gave us what they wanted us to see about America. That is why
Yeah,
everybody's like, yo, I'm gonna wanna, because now it's K drama. Everybody is into why? Because they are making us see what they want to see. So at the same time, us filmmakers too, who are Nigerians, should make films to push narratives about our country, about our home that we want the West to see, instead of complaining. I think by doing that, it will help.
that's so true because like I was having a conversation the other day. I was like, I think it's on Facebook. Like you can't beat us at what we are.
Yes,
Like I'm Yoruba, right?
yes,
If I'm in Oxford learning Yoruba, like you can't be, even though you are from other part of the world and you're learning Yoruba with me, you can't be more Yoruba than I am
exactly.
because you're just learning. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Like we speak in English, I'm like, oh, you're not speaking like native, blah blah blah. Like there's no way I can learn the accent, I can learn all of the things, but I can't be like English like someone who is like natively. You know,
yeah,
like so
yeah,
that's the thing. Like, if we are authentic, like when I saw the tribe culture, I've not seen it in cinema, but I saw some reviews and the trailer. I was like, I can see myself in that story.
yeah,
Literally, I was raised by a mother that raised all boys. They are
yeah.
all boys. In the stand, I can see all of the struggle she went through. Like, it's like Funke went into my head and just like told that story out.
You understand?
Sincerely, like, and it's not just me, it's so many people because it's so relatable. And it's the same thing that I think Tyler Perry did with the black community. He
Yes,
started writing
yes,
stories that people feel like it's so so and that's the thing. So because we need, I think this is the time really, and the stage is getting ready for that. Because like for me, for once, I'm tired of American movies. In a way, I see more of uh most of my subscription now are like because of K drama, British movie, because British still have a lot of authentic movies.
yes.
Have you seen Baby Reindeer?
Which one?
Baby Reindeer is a new
No, I've
TV
not.
show. You should see
No,
that
no,
movie.
no, I've not.
It's amazing. Like it's like even the real life story I
Wow.
had. So there's a lot of story in Africa that we need to tell, and there is a lot of them that we need to do, and that is what Partnership of Africa is want to do. Like we want to create a platform where people can even discover these movies. That okay, this movie exists.
Yes,
You understand, and then people can look. Oh, where can I see them? And then if demand for those things arrives, more cinemas in the US can start showing our movies. You know, now it's
yes,
just selected cinemas, right? But we want more cinemas.
yes,
There is demand, and we can show data that people want to see these. Definitely, they will want to show them.
yes,
That's great. So there's another thing you make point of in terms of like independent filmmakers and AI. And I think that's really a very interesting perspective because as an independent, I remember when we first started. Then, if you remember, when we want to do concerts and then we want to create posters, we want to create amazing
yes,
posters that look expensive, right? But
yes,
even at that time, we don't have all of the money and the resources that we can use. I know I used Photoshop and stuff at the time, but a lot of the Photoshop we used were like crack Photoshop, like they were not. We can't
yes,
afford it in Nigeria at the time. We are even young boys that are just trying to make something for ourselves. You understand? So the same thing for AI now. It could give authentic filmmakers independence who don't have all of the resources at their disposals, and they can use that AI to
yes.
enhance or cut down their budgets. Can you
Yes.
buttress that a little bit?
Okay,
Yeah.
good. In fact, I have a very good example because I've been there, so I understand. I can relate with what I said. I made a film in 2016, 17 titled The Palmist. It was my foray into science fiction.
Mm.
I had an idea to talk about people who read palms in Yoruba culture, and also I made a research and I wrote a script on it and made the film without thinking of. I thought I could just walk around the SFX and
Yeah.
whatever in post until when my friend God bless him, Falarin Lalekan, who did the VFX and the VFX stuff in post. His laptop crashed 3 times.
Oh yeah, it can be
When I
said.
was trying to do my tracking and all, and
Yeah.
all. Eventually, we made the film. People loved the idea. I took it to festivals, and then I took it to Quora Film Festival, and then I met some guys who just criticized what I did, and they were rubbishing the film and saying that I did cheap VFX. I should not do this. I should never forget. I should not make such film again because I don't have the resources to do the VFX. I felt bad because I know that if you look at the story, if you look at the film, it's actually not a bad film, but
Mm,
because the VFX looks cheap, it rubbed off badly,
yeah.
poorly on the film. Now, imagine if I had access to Sora.
Mm,
Some things I did in that film that we had to do so many things that we did not have capacity to do. And I've been able to achieve it easily. All I need to do is just to put a prompt
yeah.
in the AI and I will get it done. That will actually help the film. But now I have gone away from sci-fi till I have the money. But I said for the next 10 years, I'm not going to sci-fi because I'm just so bad. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
You know when you're in a film festival panel, you're on the hot seat and almost everybody's laughing at you.
Yeah.
That was a low for me. That was a low for me, and that was when I now got angry and remade my going Taylor. And thank God that one did well. So that one gave me encouragement to now go further and make because as
I,
next years I don't know what
I
there. So
remember
it
in
helps.
Nigerian, there's a Nollywood Yoruba movie I watched, and there was a place they want to like depict dragon. They literally lift the dragon from Marlene and just mask it out and just put it there.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my goodness, like so, you know, and sometimes you can't blame them. The budget is low. They just want
yeah,
something that works, and a lot of us have been there where we have just used crappy things to just put things together
yes,
and be able to create stuff. So I think the AI now can be a tool in the hands of filmmakers across the continent because it's affordable, right? And they can
yes,
use it to. We also see like a lot of fiction, Indian fictions. Then that they will do some fiction that is really
yes,
world. But Indians do that consecutively until now. Look at Monkey Man, look at
yeah,
RRR, look at the things that are
yeah,
coming out yes now. So I believe that you shouldn't even feedback about you trying because you have an idea, you want to bring it
yeah,
to life. Just that you don't have all of the tools. We don't have any studios backing us up.
yeah, yeah,
Like PartyJollof Africa, for instance, now we do it's not as if there is no big money anywhere. It's just like a will that we need to promote African content. And then I have the technological know-how that I know I can compete wherever in the world with any of the big name, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes,
yeah,
any of them, and build a platform that African content can be proud of. You know, so and that is a step. And also, even with AI, we can then use AI to give us because I've been looking at how we can even incorporate AI into what we are doing. Because yeah, which I think it's really great. So for independent filmmakers, do you think there needs to be more awareness and training into adopting AI in the industry, especially in Africa, yeah, itself?
yes, yes. I think you need to evolve with the world. Even if you don't have the money, there's something I always say that there's a classic may not be a hit, the same
Mm,
way a hit may not be a classic. But one thing is sure, certain, you can make a classic without much money, but you need a lot of money to make a hit in a sense. What I mean is that you don't need that much money to make a quality film if you know what you are doing. All you need to
mm,
get is knowledge. When you
mm,
have that knowledge, you know how to go around it to make a quality film. You know what I'm saying? So I think with AI now, AI is a tool that you can use. Like I said, if it see it as a tool and not as the main thing. It's a tool for you to make your life, filmmaking life a lot easier. So
mm,
if your film will require use of AI, all you have to do is to know more about it and know how you can employ it in your film.
mm,
It will make your life a lot easier. Of course, it's still like Soran or they are all still in their early stages, but in the next few years there will be advancement in technology and whatever. So we need to keep our ears on the ground, listening to what is happening, what's the latest, so that a journey of 1,000 miles in the past will only take, instead of taking years in the past, probably it will just take a few days or a few weeks now. I think that is what will help filmmaker, because we can't keep saying we have to wait until when we are blown before we make some kind of films.
Yeah.
We can't keep waiting, because some stories are for some seasons. So you have to
Mhm.
just know what you need to get to be able to tell that story in that season.
Yeah. I think that's very correct. They, all of these things, the fear of not trying, I think is what is really bad. Like if you try, there is no reason not to. And the thing is that in terms of like technology know-how, yeah, we are not like a leading nation there is no African country that is part of the AI stuff, but we can take advantage of AI in terms of usage and adoption
Yes.
before any other nation. And we can take advantage of it very well, because the reason is this: it doesn't matter what the West create with generative AI, it's still going to be the kind of story. But
Mm-hmm.
imagine we bring Shango to life, we bring
Yes.
Moon to life, we bring all of our amazing story to life, and we export those stories to the West. Like it's going to be something new because they've never seen that before. You know, that I've looked at a lot of Yoruba's classics, uh, Igbo classics, all of these
Yes.
amazing movies that we grew up watching. Imagine remaking those movie in 2024 with some of the advancements in drone technology and everything that we have access to today. It's going to be like be mind blowing. And also,
Yes.
I'm still waiting for the first complete feature, maybe short movies that will be done with AI and a Nigerian story.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
really
Because I this afternoon I just surfing internet, and then I saw some short films. People already, they already have an AI short film festival
whoa! I've not
in the
seen
West.
that.
Yes, yes. So people are already making short films, and they're focusing more on animation. So because to reduce the need to be realistic, they are making animations now with AI.
Yeah, yeah,
And I know it's a matter of time before somebody makes a full length animations, maybe series of or feature film with AI. It's a matter of time.
yeah,
But for now, I know that landscapes, crowd scenes, area views,
yeah,
and all.
yeah, yeah, views, yeah,
These
yeah.
are where, like now, Nigerian filmmakers. Personally, I'm tired
Crowd,
of seeing the Qatar Bridge or the is it the Lekki Link Bridge, or which one? The one with the.
yeah, all the time. Like you see
I
all those
mean,
transitions all the
I
time.
mean, the other things that we can show. And then if that will entail us using, okay, if you want to use a drone shot and you want to use AI to generate something, you can. But
Yeah,
then, like I said, it should be a tool, not the main thing. It should be a tool to just add to the story, and I think it will help at least to add to the visual
effect.
spectacle. You know.
Yeah. So I actually think like yeah, AI should be a tool. It's not a replacement. Like for instance, if you are a storyteller, you are an amazing storyteller. You are a screenwriter. You have been trained. You've been doing it. AI can help you make that job better.
Yes.
Like for me, I'm not a screenwriter, or even though I write some quack stuff for myself, but I'm not like a pro like you, for instance. So if I said, okay, AI, I'm planning to write a movie and I use AI to generate, compared to what you are going to use AI to achieve, I can't
Yes.
do that. But now I'm a
Yeah.
software engineer and stuff like that. If I use AI in my line of work to make my work faster, so you as a filmmaker becomes like software engineer, like, okay, AI build me a website. Yeah, it could do all of those things, but you'll be like, okay, well, how do I put this together? You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
There's still that knowledge gap. So, like someone said, AI is not going to take a job from you.
Yeah.
I'll say that again. AI is not going to take away your job, but the person that you are competing with that is using AI will take away your job.
Yeah. True.
So if you are a creative and independent, and because I used to remember, like, remember when I just started in tech and design, I used to see like Ability design. It was one of the first 5 years
Yeah.
ago.
I think James, I think yes.
So I look at all of the work Ability was doing. I'm like, how did he do it? I don't know. I'll just look at it and look at it. And that's the point. Like, because if you don't know what they're doing, because then I was just using CorelDRAW and stuff like that. And CorelDRAW is not as malleable as Photoshop. And it was even Photoshop.
Absolutely.
So I was just like, why is he able to achieve? It's like the idea is, I don't know how I can compare this. You have a farm, right? And you have a hoe and cutlass.
Yeah,
And then every year you are looking at your friend come to the harvest competition, and that your friend is using tractor and all of the machineries, and he
yeah,
comes every year with the loads of goods, and you come with one bag, and you're like, how is he doing it? Like, are we not the same farmers? But you never know. He has like engines, machines behind him, and you're using cutlass and hose and stuff. You understand? And that's the thing, because the lack of knowledge and the lack of the right tools will make a journey of, you know 2 days, make it like a month, and the result
yes,
won't be as the same. As I got exposed to Photoshop, and I met an amazing friend that just came from the UK, and he told me a lot of things, some plugins. Photoshop still have plugins and stuff. And I just see
yeah,
that with a click of a button, even without AI, then some presets and
yes,
you can just do amazing things. I was just like, what? So that is what this guy have been doing all this while, and we never know. And just like, is he doing all these amazing designs? So, and that is the idea. That's what AI. That's where AI can make the difference. Like, it's going to give you some enhance what you already know,
exactly.
and also it's prompting, right? Just like you said,
Yes,
like handing over things to AI. Like, if we have AI now, AI can't do anything by themselves. We
yes,
need to prompt AI, please, I need this thing. We need to give AI the idea and guide
yeah,
the AI. And if we don't have the reservoir of what to guide AI about, I don't think AI can really do
no,
much. So, which
no,
is, yeah, which is a plus. Yeah. Thank you very much, Toyosi. I think this is an amazing conversation, and it just eats all of the things. So, I think before we go, we just take one more uh Party Jollof intro, and then we'll talk about Party Jollof. And also, I know you are working on a new project, and we
yes.
are going to have a hint about, so you tell us a little bit about that. So I just take a second if you want to take a water. All right, so welcome back to Yossi.
Thank you.
So what do you think about Party Jollof Africa and the problem we're trying to solve? Uh,
Ah, yes, I think you already said what I would say. It's solving a very huge problem. When we had our first conversation, from what I can remember of what we said, I think I was telling you about some platforms that were created and they were all trying to solve fragments of the problem. But
mm,
then they also became victims of the problem. And then they were just short-term solutions and then they fizzled out eventually. Um, because I just wrapped my master's in film program at the University of Wolverhampton, the UK last year. And when I was studying, one of the things I discovered was African cinema lacks proper documentation.
mm,
The reason why I know so much about African film and all is because I had been following it for a long time. So I understand it. But I noticed that number one, academic journals are too far in between with regards to African cinema.
mm,
Nollywood, for instance, the best resources for Nollywood documentation are from American scholars and British scholars who came to do their research in Africa. Secondly, I found that we don't have proper databases for our films. If you want to know about any Hollywood film, you just type in the title on Google and then you find the Wikipedia page and then you find IMDb. But for our Nigerian films, even the one that are big, once you type, you don't get much information about them. Because one thing that endears people to film is not just about the film being nice. They want to know about the characters. They want to know about the actors. I mean, okay, what other films are they featured in? Who are these actors? Where are they from? Who are they? They want to know about what happened behind the scenes, how some scenes were created, and all. They want to know these details. And your platform, Party of Africa, is going to create all this and solve all these problems in in one. So that means I can come on that particular website and then see the film, read information about the film, see reviews about the film, see reviews from amateurs, see reviews from fans, and then see reviews from professional critics. So in short, I can come on that particular website and find a balanced view of of the film I'm looking for. There are so many films that come out every day and every week and every month and every year in Africa, but we don't have proper documentation. Most of them get lost in the on the internet, and then you find and then unless you see them on Mubion or Vimeo somewhere, you don't even know where they are. But if I come on Party of Africa, like I will see the film, I will see the information, I will see where it is showing. That way, it can serve as the gateway for audiences to access a lot of African films that would have been lost otherwise. So I think it's a very useful platform that will solve a very huge problem for African filmmakers.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think that was the what you told me, especially in terms of the research data, and thank you, you were doing your master at the time. Yeah, that really like that was what lights the bulb for me. I'm
Mm,
like, okay, yeah. And also I went to Rotten Tomatoes, and I was just like trying to I just check yeah, the a tribe called Judah. It's one of the grossing movie in Africa right now, and there wasn't any information. There was no poster image even. There was not even profile. There was profile for Funke Akindele. There was not even any image. There was not biography. There is no photo. Like
mhm.
I felt so bad about that, and I felt like okay, we could complain about this, or we could just do something about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so and that was the reason why I took up the challenge that okay, let's build a platform, our own African movie database.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, why can't we now sell our movie on it? People can
Mm-hmm.
get information about the cast and crew, they can get information about behind the scenes, they can get where is streaming, where to watch cinemas and stuff like that. And then they can have all of the links, awards, uh, the writers who wrote it and everything. And then even with time, all of these writers can be discovered and be known, and their record can be on a permanent database that is ours. So because another thing is I notice is when you go to IMDb, no African movie is ever featured on the homepage. Doesn't matter
Mm,
how big it is. Like
true.
you even say scroll, you can't see our movie on the homepage. So if we can grace their homepage, why can't we create our own homepage where we shine?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that was the concept about Party of Africa. And this is why I'm like, it's not just about me. So it's a platform. Like, yeah, I'm putting like a lot of my resource knowledge I've gathered for over the years to build a platform that you just be like, that would that one of those platform. No, it's a platform I'm building with like with a lot of care. You're going to see the design, the platform, the performance, everything is going to be top notch, like fast, easy to load, top notch stuff. Even though we are starting with streaming content and some top cinema movies, then we are going to be archiving movies from the next 5 years. And then on the rolling basis, we are going to now open it up to the public, African public, to start to add their own movies. And then we're going to be going to like big studios also. Like imagine we go to mainframe, like
Yeah.
sir, can you give us all of the synopsis of all of your movies in the past? And then we're going to have all their movies in there. You know, even if you can't watch it, but you can see the trailer, you can see, this
Yes.
person was on this movie, this woman was here, and then you can get information about them. And that is exactly what Party Jollof is going to do. It's going to give us those nostalgia, bring us
Yes.
information, so that in 10 years, 20 years, our kids are going to be like, wow, Funke Akindele did this, he won this award this year. There's going to be data to
Yes.
back it up. And that's the what have made Hollywood to grow so fast. You can see like in the next 5 years. So this is not just a project of we want to build this platform and make money now. No, it's a platform that we are going to build and hand over to the next generation. And then the database is going to be evolving and evolving, and it's going to be a live document for source of truth for all African content and cinema and the amazing people that are writing the history of this platform. And this is just the beginning, actually,
Yeah.
of it. This is just the beginning. So thank you very much, Toyosi, for the insight. I think you're part of the story. I don't know, maybe in the next 10 years, PartyJollof Africa will have one head office in Ethiopia. And then we are going to be there on the penthouse and drinking wine. I'm like, oh my God, imagine this is.
Yes. I'll be talk about, oh, the day you called me and we talked at length about the vision, and then look at where we are now. Because let me just add
Yeah.
to what you have said. Let me add to what you have said. One day I was in class last year and we were asked to. It was in 2022. We were asked to write an abstract about a story or something, and then I wrote about Shango. And then
Mm,
when my lecturer, who is Caucasian, read it, she was interested, and then she told me to write a paper on it, which I did for that particular course. And then later she told me something. She said, "Look, stick to your authentic stories. Don't try
mm.
to impress me. Don't try to write about the Western, because the West, you cannot outwrite the Western stuff on their stuff. But
Yeah, that's the
but
point.
what the world wants to see is what they don't have. That is, what the West would like to see is what they don't have in their place. So you
Mhm.
cannot show me what you don't have already, because you already have it. It's ours. But what you have, I don't have it, so I want to see it." And that brings it to the issue of festivals, awards, and all. Look, one thing I discovered is that we all reckon with the Oscars and the American film industry today because they made it so.
Yeah.
Everything was a tabula rasa before, and then the Americans came in and filled the void. Us Nigerians, us Africans need to understand that if we fill up the void in our own space, the
Mhm.
world will come to us.
Definitely.
Because we now in a situation where our music artists are aiming for the Grammys and not hip hop or not the Afrimas or whatever. The filmmakers are aiming for the Oscars and not Afrif and not AMA and not AMVCA. But this is the
Mhm.
truth. Even if you win one Oscar, the next year it could go to an Indian, the following year it could go to a Korean. You're not guaranteed that award every year.
Every
But
year.
if we make our own thing big enough and push it out to the world will come to us. And then who says in the next 10 years, next 20 years, Americans will not be aiming to win AMA awards.
Mhm.
People will reckon with you the way you carry yourself. That's the
Definitely.
truth. So when I move around here, people ask me where you're from. I say I am Nigerian with my chest up and my shoulders spread. And they're like, you're arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I am, because if you see the average American, it tells you, oh, I'm American. They say it with pride.
Yeah.
Because we're not actually inferior to anybody, but it's because of the way we have been made to believe that everything out there is superior. But it's
Yeah.
not necessarily true. It's because they have packaged themselves that way. But we have ended up, every time we end up seeing ourselves being smaller. No, let's make our own storytelling better. Let's improve our stories. Let's push ourselves, and then let's sell ourselves to the world instead of expecting the world to accept us for whatever. It's never work.
Yeah, we have to. That's the point. And I've said this all the time. We can't beat the West. Like, is it like we can't want to be like the West and beat them at their game. Which
Yeah,
is what we have tried to do for a very long time. Like, you remember in the early days of music, all of us want to do R&B, like Usher, and then we
yeah,
have all of these R&B books that you will read, and then you just be like, oh my God, this is so it's so amazing. But then is it them Ike Dairo? I think the Ike Dairo are people that we really enjoyed too. And the Mercury's number 2 came at the point,
yeah.
yeah, people were like, wow, this is not bad, that fusion. And then African Queen just blew everything out of the water. And people started singing
Yes.
African Queen. Before, normally, people won't sing. If you want to sing to your girlfriend or something, you won't be singing a Nigerian
This
song,
is boys to men.
a voice
Three,
to men.
three
And
songs,
then now people are like singing African Queen to shake babes and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah,
and then from there now, like all my Apple Music is Afro now. I'm telling you, and it's just Afro. Like I don't know.
yes,
Even though I still listen to there's some Western music that I love that are amazing, but that Afro, like, because they just it's the vibe.
yeah,
You can't, and we have just to like come back to what is ours at the end of the day. And I think
exactly.
there in the movie industry also, and it's the beginning. But I believe from here there could be like a lot of amazing things. Just the
Yes,
same way we pushed, and then African music is now ready. I believe the film industry also is ready. Definitely,
yes,
there may not be
yes,
all of the top cinema movies every year. There will be a handful of one, but
definitely.
gradually we start to have more. blockbuster movies, at least one or two
Yes.
a year that is going to
Yes.
be breaking the cinema.
Yes.
That's really great.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And I think this really fueled me. Like, yes, we are on the right path. So we just took one short break and then Toyosi have an amazing announcement of something he's been working on, guys. So please, if you've not like Toyosi, follow Toyosi. Just Google Toyosi on LinkedIn, Facebook, follow him on his YouTube channel also. Please follow Toyosi. He's an amazing content writer. We've been friends for I don't know, a lot of time. We have some there's some odd photos that you shared of me. Don't share that photo again because I'm going to be a billionaire. That was I was eating rice at your house and with Daria and all of us. That all of our chicken bones are like this. All right, so I think it's really amazing to the it's testament to how far we've come, and it's really great and it's inspiration to a lot of young people. Like you could just get to any length you want to. So
Yeah.
so after this shot, we're going to have to talk about what he's working on, and then we are going to come to the end of this. Welcome back, guys. So if you have not get on the front row seat, please go ahead. So you know, because PartyJollof Africa is a project that is dead to our hearts and for Africa. So go sign up because the beta version for early people to test, to write will be out very soon. So we are aiming for 1st of May for the first preview release. So for handful of people, maybe like 100 or 200 people will be invited to join, to test it, to write reviews, and then we get feedback, and then we improve on it. So that's what. So if you love movie, you love African movie, please put in your email PartyJollof.Africa, and we are going to send you invites when it's ready, so that you are able to be one of the first people to make history and contribute to a live living database of African movies. So Toyosi, you have been working on something amazing. Told me about it. Can you give us a snippet into this?
Okay. I came into the UK in 2022, and since then I've been working. I've worked on two short films. But I've released one, which is Bad Markets, 3-minute film on YouTube.
Wow, that's interesting. Bad market.
Bad Market, yeah. Ray House Studios, that's the name of the YouTube channel. So the film is there, and it's screened at the Birmingham Film Festival last year in the UK. And then I made another short film known as A Tribe for Maggie. It's an experimental short. That is, it's not your conventional kind of film. It's different. It's crazy. It's daring. It's just it requires you to pay attention to understand and to get the message in the film. I made a film last year, about this time last year. So it's been a year since I shot the film, and it has been in festivals in Nigeria. It was at the Coast City Film Festival in Enugu last month. It's screened at the Redefine Film Festival in Kent in the United Kingdom. It's screened at the Creative Film Festival in the US, and it's screened at and Afro Bricks Festival in Italy. So it's been traveling around, and now I'm going to release the film to the general public on YouTube on the 1st of May as well. So it's a film that people need to watch because it's cross-cultural and it features original music and combines dance, music, and drama. Yeah, so it's a
So
very
now
lovely.
everyone is pushing original music in movies now. Are you going to
Yeah.
release it also like
Okay. Yes. Okay. I could because funny enough, all my British colleagues here who have seen the film, because I did a test screening some months ago, all of them loved. Were like, oh, I love this because I think it has the Afrobeat vibe. So they
yeah.
all love the style. Okay, I could actually release this, and then probably master it properly, then release it later on. Yeah, so I could. It's a
So
possibility.
do you do the song yourself?
No, 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 no. I have my friends in Nigeria that worked on the score, especially Ifedayo Afolayan. So he worked with Emmanuel Afolayan Nels, so they did the production together and all.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you think Nigerian can do like musicals, like Afro musicals film?
We can, we can. From what I've heard, Finding Messiah is a musical, and it has a lot of
Oh,
Afro in it. Yes, it's a musical.
wow. I saw that trailer and it just like blew
It's
my
a
mind.
musical.
And
So
that's
hopefully, yeah, hopefully that will open the portal for more musical because Nigerians are capable of it. We've been doing it on stage for years. Just a matter
yeah,
of putting
we
it on
have.
stage to the video to the screen. We can.
Yeah, we have. So one of the things I'm thinking about for Party of Africa is to collaborate with theaters, film theaters across universities, and use that avenue to be able to like promote their work and stuff like that. So even like reaching out to theaters, filmmakers, maybe even across the UK universities also, African filmmakers in the UK, in other universities, we can build like a community, outreach
Yeah.
into their work. Because a lot of stage plays have a lot of music and stuff. So why
Yes.
can't we have music? Like, because imagine like one of the things that we relate with Disney films is that songs. You can forget the storylines, but that
Yeah.
music
The song. Yeah.
songs are forever. As in,
Yes. True.
the songs are forever. So guys, Taylor Sige is going to be releasing a short movie. Uh, I think it's going to be released on his YouTube channel, but also we are going to release it on PartyJollof Africa because one of the things we are looking to do at PartyJollof Africa, aside from creating an IMDb for stuff, there is a gap for short films, and a lot of short
Yes.
Africans are struggling and suffering, and I believe they're not getting the kind of attention and care they should. So at Party of Africa, we could build a small streaming platform for short films. So it's something we are working to demo and try with Toyosave films first. We'll see how it goes, so that people can watch. So maybe we can have a Netflix for short films
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Africa.
It's much needed because so many short films are out there that don't even have a platform where they can be shown.
Commission, yeah. So watch out for that, guys. It's something I feel like we can do. Yeah. We might not be able to be Netflix because Netflix is amazing. We are going to work with them anyway. We can create a platform for short films to be able to, uh, yeah, show their content across Africa in a more seamless, amazing way, close
Yeah.
to YouTube or that platform offers. So I think that's great. Yeah, thank you so much, Toyosi. So what is your you used to like final words and this and that, but I don't want to be final because we're going to have you again before
Okay.
your release. So we're going to go in depth. I want us to go in depth in our. Maybe we are going to bring you back, so into the productions of even to talk more about because I know we skimmed through a lot of your stories, and I can see like a lot of people. There are a lot of people still watching. It's 1 hour. People are still watching. So that means a lot of people are really interested. Like your journey as a civil engineer to movie making is amazing. I really want us to go in depth into that, and then maybe we can show some of your work during the live
Yeah.
stream also, and then we can go deep into your experience in the UK as a filmmaker. There are a lot of Nigerian filmmakers also who want to come to the UK for their masters. There have been some amazing people. I know in your school there is a celebrity that have been there before. I saw the post you made.
Yes. I did so. Yeah.
Additional, yeah. So keep that, keep that. We're going to talk more about that in our
Yeah.
episode, and then we're going to all of the experience and stuff. So, but on the AI stuff and everything, what is your advice for people and for independent filmmakers and even
Okay.
promoters? Yeah.
Yeah. I think number one is don't be scared of change or evolution. Don't be scared. Rather, see it as an opportunity to explore. Always embrace new technology, even if you don't eventually use it, but at least embrace it, know about it, and always see technological advancement as a tool. and not as the main thing. It's the tool for you. You are the main thing because your brain, your humanity is the main thing first and foremost. Always see technological advancement, see the AI as a tool that can make your storytelling better. Simple as that.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's really amazing. I appreciate you for coming on this, and we'll have
Thank
you
you.
again, definitely. So because yeah, we are going to have you again, and this is just the first episode of Spicy Time. You know, this is Party Jollof Africa. Jollof has to be spicy, but I don't like spice. But yeah, I don't like spice, but a lot of people like, why don't you like spice? You are Yoruba and stuff like that. I'm like, sorry guys, in my house we don't really take so much spice. Even though my immediate family now they love spice, but I'm the odd one out. But yeah, so but this uh is still spicy jollof Africa, spicy time. So on here is going to be spicy. We're going to be bringing amazing people, you know. So we're starting now, but I know there will be so great celebrity that will be part of this
Yeah,
show that will be bringing a lot of insights, not just celebrities, independent celebrities. We want to give stage for everyone to be able to lend their voice into the movie industry, and also maybe talk about technologies and stuff like that, because we need to bring technology into the industry also, because technology help music a lot, and because music is 5 minutes or something, so it's easy for them to adopt so many technology quickly. Movies is huge budget and everything, location is tough, but we can do it. We can bring technology that can help our movie makers, our storytellers to get better. Party of Africa is going to champion that. So
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
everyone for coming, and we'll see you next time.